Well, happy Sunday wild card weekend playoffs. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up those football gods. Wake up here, guys. Wake up. Oh, my God. Yesterday was crazy. It was absolute mayhem yesterday. You know, for a while there, it looked like San Francisco was having a little bit of trouble. You know, that Geno was, was hitting some passes and things. I went up to practice on the Joe Boo Mojo Heater test chicken. Came back down. All of a sudden, the game was over. It was over. So San Francisco, boom, they can kick back now as the number 2 seed. Or number 3. Are they number 3 or number 2? I can't remember. But anyway, whatever it is. It's number 2 seed. They can kick back and relax and watch everybody. Today, we get the New York stinking Giants going against the Minnesota Vikings. Excuse me. So here's the thing. The only way now that the Dallas Cowboys can get a playoff game at home.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Would be as if they made it to the NFC Championship game and played against the New York Giants. And I know I'm getting the horse before the cart because we got to first win a damn game. We've got to beat Tom Terrific and Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Monday night. And see, here's the thing that's kind of, again, this is putting the horse before the cart. But the problem is playing Monday night, what if we got to play somebody Saturday night? That's pretty short. We're not going to get home till really Tuesday morning. Don't give much time, but be that as it may. The second game, oh my goodness, I thought that game was over. We all thought it was over. I guess Dan Quinn was smiling because that was crazy. I don't know that the Chargers head coach was on the plane last night. I'm not sure that he still has a job, because to have been up 27-0, having received 5 takeaways, to lose to Jacksonville, dudes, I think that's worse than the Minnesota comeback, the greatest of all time, points-wise, earlier this season. That was insane. It makes you realize maybe the Eagles were wrong to pick Carson Wentz over Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson has literally taken Jacksonville from the depths of the NFL to now a team that can be scary. A quarterback that looked like he was overrated to a guy that's really balling right now. That was the second half. First half was ugly. 4 interceptions. I was just like, wow. Wow. At one point, he had 4 completions and 4 interceptions. Carson Wentz was like, thank you. Somebody else is literally pooping the bed. But here it was. They came back. And that's what you get when we talking about playoffs. So we'll see what we've got today. We're going to be live streaming starting at 1 o'clock. I've got some work to do in the workshop because I got pieces that we got a lot of pieces to get out tomorrow. I need to get the kids still putting the kitchen together after the live stream. After the game at FedEx and stuff, and get ready to get some chicken wings. Rashid will be coming over. DMV will be coming over later as well. And you say what time Rashid's coming over? Okay, but we'll have the crew here together. We'll be watching the game. We might even do another Zoom-in call with you fans because that was really cool. But I want to, after watching that game last night, I had an epiphany last night at the Fireside Chat because we've been hearing about Dak Prescott's interception. Oh, my God, Dak Prescott's interception. It's Dak Prescott. He sucks with the interception. Dak Prescott is tied with Davis Mills, for interceptions. And Dak Prescott is terrible. And I realized the way they're pounding home on Dak Prescott's interceptions is because That's all they got. That's all they got. That's it. If they had anything else that they could go ahead and bang over the head of Dak Prescott, they'd be saying it. It used to be he was dinking and dunking. Well, he's not doing that. It used to be it was garbage yards. Well, they played against 8 playoff teams. It used to be can't beat playoff teams. Well, you got a 5-3 record against teams that are going to playoffs. You know, we beat Cincinnati, we beat the Eagles, which are the greatest team since sliced bread. You know, fly, Eagles fly right into a window. We beat the Giants twice, right? Let's see, who else we beat in there, the playoff team? But we've got 5 wins against playoff teams. 5 wins against playoff teams. Oh, Minnesota. There you go. So you can't use that over his head. You can't say garbage time because you were playing, good teams and things. So now the new one is interceptions, and we're talking about Davis Mills. But see, here's the thing that's so funny is if you're going to talk about what Dak Prescott is, and Dak Prescott haters, I know you're putting in the comments, here he goes again, the Dak Prescott lover, always defending Dak. You damn right I'm defending him from stupidness. Listen, if you want to say Dak Prescott is Davis Mills, do you want to say that Dak Prescott and Davis Mills are equal because they have one stat that's the same? How about this stat? How about this one? Davis Mills with the Texans has averaged 17 points a game. The Dallas Cowboys on the season have averaged 4th best in the NFL, 27.4. Understand that 5 of those games were Cooper Rush led, where he averaged 21.4. Understand that if you take all the games, all 12 games that Dak Prescott has played in, including Tampa Bay, where we scored 3 points, and Washington, a game that we didn't even show up for and scored 6. The Cowboys still averaged 30 points a game with Dak Prescott. Kansas City led the NFL with 29.4. If you want to just say, how about Dak Prescott since he came back from the thumb injury? Just, and you can't, and this is a Colin Cowherd thing where he'll take out the rookie season and this, that, and the other and selectively give stats, and I'll do that as well. How about 32.45 points a game the Dallas Cowboys have averaged since Dak Prescott came back? Let me say that one more time. Yes, the Cowboys have thrown interceptions. You didn't have any 4 interception games like Trevor Lawrence just did. Yes, there have been some pick sixes. But if Dak Prescott, if you quantify that through the totality of a whole season, dudes, you lead the NFL in points. If I have to have some interceptions and I can lead the league in points, I'm okay with that. I don't want interceptions. Don't get me wrong. It makes it that much harder to win. But just like Jacksonville last night overcame not only 4 interceptions by Trevor Lawrence in the first half and 27 points, also a special teams blunder in the red zone. So I don't want to hear this laser focused on one statistic. Now, if it were Dak Prescott were leading the league in interceptions and we were, like 20th in scoring points, then you'd say, yeah, and losing. Then you say, yeah, that's a big problem. But people get bent out of shape out of too much. Understand that last year Matthew Stafford led the league in pick sixes and interceptions. And they won the Super Bowl. All right, so let's go to NFL Game Day and listen to the latest on the Dallas Cowboys and the matchup.
Cowboys lost a single game at home this year, and it was to this Buccaneers team. It was a game in which the Bucs were balanced in a way we really haven't seen since, and Tom Brady alluded to that this week when he said good teams at this time of the year have to run the football. We've got to do it. In that Week 1 contest, they racked up 152 ground yards, 127 of them coming from Leonard Fournette. But since then, overall this season, the Bucs averaged less than 77 rushing yards a game. As for the Cowboys, well, the Bucs want to keep Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott in check, and they're going to have Vita Vea, who sat out last week, ready to do that. Vea has been battling injuries, and apparently our Michael Irvin has been battling the tough questions.
What do they have to prove, Michael? That's the question.
There's nothing that the Cowboys need to prove.
Powell back, throws it right. McLaurin, 10, 5, walk on in. Back to throw it out to the right, intercepted, and this is going to be a walk-in. Pick 6 by Fuller.
They're right where they want to be.
Last week, Michael, we asked you what the Cowboys had to prove, and you said they just have to prove they don't have to play down to their level of competition.
Amen on that one.
If I'm not mistaken, that was the answer you gave. They really have nothing to prove. They proved everything, and then
things to improve.
And then we saw what we saw. So, wow, it's very rare that we go all caps to just indicate how the topic bar should be read, but this is appropriate. What did the Cowboys prove last week, Michael? What did they prove last week?
Well, the first thing came to mind when you first asked that question was diddly. I don't know why.
Diddly squad.
Well, you can't spell diddly without did.
That's what came to mind.
I mean, that is the root of diddly, I guess.
But to this, because you know how people always say, well, failure is part of success. I don't subscribe to that, because failure is an end game. But setbacks are part of great success. And last week was a setback for the Dallas Cowboys. But that's okay. Jerry said it, and I think that there's some credence in what Jerry said here. When you played that bad for the last game going into the playoffs, you would not want to put 2 games like that together. So this may work in Dallas Cowboys' favor because they're playing Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We already talked about how they play down in the competition. They'll show up today. They'll show up Monday night.
Well, you can always sense for the folks at home Michael's concern for his Cowboys on just the amount of personal space that he, in fact, violates of mine during a segment. You're way off your mark. You're out of your light. You're coming. Yes.
Hey, get over here.
He's concerned.
Get over here.
He's even off. He's even changing spots. He's concerned. The Jaguars are hosting the Chargers tonight on NBC. Cameron Wolf already there. Cameron?
I will be there Monday. I'm going to take it.
We're speaking with a couple of Chargers players this week. They believe
Okay.
Justin Herbert is built.
All right, believe Justin Herbert. Oh, actually, let's listen to that. Hold on.
Pressure of a game like tonight, even in his playoff debut, because of his steady demeanor. Running back Austin Eckler told me Justin is a low-key guy, but he doesn't apologize for who he is, and he won't change who he is, and we love him for that. Eckler also said the biggest growth he sees in Herbert in year 3 is his understanding of the game and his comfort within the offense. He continued, I'm seeing him progress more and more towards where Phillip Rivers was when I first started here with him, and he leads us, and we're better for it. Now, back to you, Rich.
Thanks, Cameron. The Dolphins of 2000.
Okay, that was interesting. Justin Herbert, ready to go. Justin Herbert on the couch. Goes to show you that football is a strange, strange beast. You're never completely out of it until the whistle blows. So, I hope you guys tune in today for our live stream. We'll be getting live, as always, handling our business here on NFL Wild Card Weekend. I appreciate everybody that came through yesterday. You know, we were looking at that game, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's like, do I really want to watch this whole thing? Yeah, you need to watch the whole thing because it's going to get crazy. I'm actually really interested in the Miami game to see how Miami reacts because, you know, the Dolphins, of course, without Tua, it's going to be rough. It is going to be rough for them going again to the Bills. But then again, it's football. You never know what's going to happen one week to the next. And I got a lot to do to get set up and get ready for the gang, get food and stuff going. And I hope you guys tune in because, as always, we always have a great time together. I'm Mark Holmes, and, well, I will see you guys soon. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about this, Jaguars?
Yeah.